Watch it out. Energy. Energy. Hallelujah, cook. Yes, it's on Sunday. Pull up. Kevin, pull up. You know, say, Sunday time the gas always go. I don't know why. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the gas high, you know, you have shaking something feel heavy. And Sunday I put the rice, and then put on the peak time, and the gas go. Allow me to tell. Kevin, allow me to tell. It's a Jamaica Cornelia moment! Yeah! You see in the stadium? You see Portmore United are racing? Yes! Hey! Portmore United, give me some distracted. Don't get it distracted. Yeah. Pick up to the security team. You're doing good now. Yeah. You're finding Kevin.
You ready?
All right. Level it. Level it. Yeah. People here are going. You know, say, every match, every football match, you always have a traditional kind of activity. And something like that always go on. So, we're going to stay tuned. Yeah. And that's right now. But we want to bless the place, y'all. Portmore United there, racing there. All who believe in the Almighty, put up your hand in the air, now. Without the crowd, put up your hand in the air to believe in the Almighty right now. Yeah, it means something to do with some gift, but they're going to bless the place a little. Get the habit, drop it. Bless the place a little. Yeah. All who believe in the Almighty, and you know, say, come up to your team right now, your team will go, wait, just wave your hand from side to side, I'm going to say no. Bless the place, you know. Come on. Yeah. Turn it on like Kevin.
Name again. Racing 9? That morning, which is here. The football action never stops. Not here for your home of senior football on the island of Jamaica. It's a rare Navy Jamaica Premier League. It's the playoffs. It's a quarterfinal, second leg. We've already seen, well, maybe some people would call it a surprise. I'm not sure if I could, based on the consistency by which Cavalier perform. They're into their 7th consecutive semi-final. Who is going to join them in the semi-final alongside Montego Bay United, alongside Mount Pleasant? That remains to be seen today as we have the Portmore derby. It's Portmore United taking on Racing United. It was a stunning 3-all comeback in that first leg. I keep on forgetting my manners. I'm Leger Williams. I'm joined by Marlon McFarlane. Many people might know him as Jean-Pierre. He's someone who covers this league like very few do, if anybody does it like the way he does. So I have to ask you, first of all, before we get into this game that we're looking forward to, what did you make of that second leg between Cavalier and Waterhouse?
It's what the playoffs are about. You know, players step up, but also to coaching. I think it was a coaching masterclass by Rudolph Spina and his technical staff. They pulled the right buttons at the right time and got the victory.
I agree with you completely, and it's, as I was saying in my preamble, it's no surprise that Cavalier were able to get that result. Even though they're so young this season, so inexperienced, they still managed to get it done.
Yeah, they're the hardest working team, even though they're young, but you can see how much they work on the defensive shell, everything, and got the job done. Waterhouse, I think, missing that creativity. It's good to see Murray come on, but I wanted to see the likes of Mario Sims come in the game a bit earlier to give him some creativity a bit earlier.
I agree with you completely, and Cavalier, based on what we saw from both coaches, saw from both teams, you just have to say hats off to Cavalier. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing one right now. It's not appropriate for TV, ladies and gentlemen. But what will be appropriate for TV is this game that we're looking forward to now. Portmore United taking on Racing United. That first leg was an absolute blinder. Portmore racing in, no pun intended, racing in to a 3-goal lead. Racing United pegging them back through a lot of determination. What was your analysis about that first game before we get into the preview of this one?
It comes down, as I said, coaching. Portmore line up with what seems to me our 4-4-2 diamond to clog the midfield, to make it hard for Racing to pass through the lines, and you saw the frustration. Ellis had to come back to half line a lot. And then second half, change up by Coach Anthony Patrick. He brought in Johnson to stabilize the midfield. And you saw what we all wanted, what Racing fans wanted. You see Nikhil Ellis closer and in around the goal to do his magic.
And he certainly did some magic getting that second goal. But for me, I think I've consistently said on air on many platforms that Rudolph Austin and what he does at Portmore, one of the best coaches on the island in my opinion. I've noticed since the Mount Pleasant game, which they lost heavily at Draxall a few weeks ago, they've changed their system a bit, tweaked it, they've gone through at the back at times. Now opting for this diamond, as you mentioned, because they want to get 2 strikers involved. Corey Burke, we know the talent he has. Peter McGregor the same. But do you think that them shoehorning both of those strikers in has come at the detriment of their control in the midfield?
No, I think it was the right move because last year playoff, it all felt that the balance wasn't there. The defense was great. The attack was lacking punch. So they brought 2 strikers here this time to give them that punch. I got 3 goals. What's probably missing is the absence of Stephen Young. That hurt him tremendously at the defensive side. But I think it's the right idea and the right approach to go with 2 strikers.
I agree. I can see the merit in going with 2 strikers. My only adjustment I would make personally is to try and find a way to add an extra midfield body in there alongside. It was Seagull United the first game, tonight will be Ramon Howell, because I just want a little bit more control out of my midfield. It's so difficult as one midfielder to not only control a game, but to manage the transitions of a team like Racing as well. But Stephen Young, as you mentioned, massive miss, not only because of his quality, but his leadership at the back as well.
Certainly, and I was surprised that Robin Howell didn't come in the first leg when things were going south to help stabilize that midfield. He's in today, Seagull United out. I think he will do better in terms of the possession of the game. But let me pick your mind as a coach here. You know, we all know in terms of Portmore, Tariq Zimini is their real outlet down the right-hand side. If you were Anthony Patrick, do you try to starve that off, or do you just wait for the space to open up and exploit it?
I think you have to do both. Because when you have a winger like Tajay Grant, that's always going to be a matchup that every coach will look at, Tajay Grant against Tariq Zimini. For me, I would try and keep Tajay Grant as high as possible, forcing back Tariq Zimini. But Tariq Zimini will always have that natural impetus to get forward. And I think that positioning of Grant, keeping him high, playing into those diagonal spaces, those spaces in behind on the sides of the centre back, that will be key in any tactical matchup between both teams. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and I do also think that can be a key for Anthony Patrick to exploit that little matchup between Tajay Grant, who got a goal, the first goal in that comeback against Zimini.
No, the last 6 matches, 6 draws. You believe this is going to penalties? Think it's going all the way this time?
Well, I've gotten a lot of my predictions wrong. Maybe my voting as a prediction guru is a little bit under threat, but I always deliver in the big moments. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I have to get through this prediction show first, preview show first, for me to really give my proper prediction. But one thing I will say, I'm a betting man. And as a betting man, I don't go against trends. So I would not be surprised to see another draw. But I'm not hoping for that, because I think both of these teams are certainly capable of getting a victory in 90 minutes in this game.
Now, we saw the late introduction of Matthew Bell last time. Do you believe you see an early introduction? If things not working out for Coach Rudolph Austin, do you see he coming in a bit earlier to try to get him an additional punch up forward?
Well, Matthew Bell, I mentioned him in the first pre-game show. For me, this might be a very controversial statement, but I'll say it directly for everyone viewing on Rush Sports 2, as well as the Jamaica Premier League YouTube channel. For my money, Matthew Bell has the potential, at the very least, to be the most talented attacking player in this league.
Wow, that's a big statement here.
Only 2 years ago, he was the 16th overall pick in the MLS Super Draft.
Yeah.
And 2 years since, yes, he suffered that big injury, but he's here in the Jamaica Premier League now. I think if you were to ask his coach, if you were to ask practically anyone who has been following his progress, we know what he can deliver. It's just about getting his fitness there and his mindset right coming into this playoff tie. And when you speak about getting players' mindset right, I think you need to ask someone who is probably one of the best people when it comes down to the mindset of players, and that would be Matthew Bell's coach, Coach Rudolph Austin. And Coach, I have to ask you first of all, what were your feelings like after that first game? 3-0 up, you're a defensive midfielder, centre-back throughout your career. Surely you would have felt that your players should have had more responsibility in preserving that lead.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, I was very disappointed the way we defended. Wasn't happy. That's been on my mind for the past couple of days, but it's history now and we have to just move on to the present and see, take the game by in the best way we can.
And Coach, I noticed you made 2 changes. In my mind, those changes symbolize you wanting a little bit more control in this game. Marcus Reed, maybe more of a like-for-like change for Dustin Cohen, but Ramon Howell coming in at the base of midfield for Seagull Knight. What was running through your mind when you were making those changes?
Yes, Marcus Reed, is very tricky and very good with the ball and like expressing himself. And Howell is the captain of the team, very mature and very efficient, organized well and stuff. Seagull is carrying a knockout, so both of them play the same way and have similar abilities. So it was a hard thing.
Coach, it's a short turnaround, but I have to ask, did you guys practice penalties or is not in your mind at all?
Yes, definitely. We have been practicing penalties because that's the right thing to do. So we are prepared. Just hope we can execute.
And Coach, one more question before we send you off. This Portmore team, you know better than anyone else, the most titles in the Jamaica Premier League history. Do you feel any pressure as a coach to provide that title-winning team once more?
Yes, I wouldn't be here coaching the team. I feel the pressure each and every day. That's how I am. Anything I'm doing, I want to do it good. I want to win. I'm not just there to just be a coach. So I take it very seriously, and I take my football very seriously. When I lose, I am not happy, but I do have to control myself. I am a winner, and I just want my team to be a winner also. To be winners also. So for me, the pressure is good. I always feel the pressure, and pressure is a part of living.
It is a privilege, you're right, Coach, and all the best today. Hopefully your team can play without pressure today and provide a winning result for you.
All right, thank you very much.
All the best, Coach.
Yeah, that was head coach of Portmore United, Rudolph Austin, and confident, but also has a little bit of ill feelings about what this man would have done to his team in the second half, especially of that first leg. Coach Anthony Patrick, I know Marlon has a lot of questions for you, so I'll let him go first.
Coach, you did the big job of coming down from 3-0 down. What's the feeling in the camp heading to this match?
It's a very high mood. The players are buzzing. They really want to put on a show tonight.
All right, Coach, but I also see that you basically made a couple 1 and 2 movements and changes in midfield. Can you walk us through the thinking behind that?
Number 6, DeAndre Johnson, who we brought on about 25 minutes remaining in the first game. He's out today and with a groin injury. But I think we're ready.
Coach, I personally believe that Ellis is at his best when he's closer to goal. We saw in the second half movements he was able to get there. Is these movements and changes in the squad allow him that freedom?
Yeah, definitely. Ellis has got all the freedom to do whatever he wants him to do. And give him that freedom to express himself a whole lot.
Okay. Well, Coach, I have to ask you 2 questions. One of them tactical, one of them psychological. Against his Portmore team, I'm sure you would have noticed they're playing that diamond shape, a lot of bodies in midfield, a lot of players in those central areas. How did you approach changing things around to overcome that, and how do you plan to approach it in this game as well?
Well, when we're going to see the field in the game this evening, we go through a whole lot, all with the movements and all want them to move in the middle of the field, and the back line is very, very important. Go the back line.
And coach, last question. This is aside from everything football related for the most part. You are one of the most experienced coaches in this league. I said it before, you have done it all. You're looking to do even more. How proud are you of you yourself, not only to get to this point, being successful across so many mediums, but also how proud are you of your team for them to get to this point only 2 seasons in the league?
Well, I must say that I'm very, very elated. I'm very, very happy about it, trust me. When you look at 2017, when I took charge of that team in 2017, you know, we started from the League 2 competition in St. Catharines. And we never stayed in one league for 2 seasons without competing. And this is a testimony of what's going on.
Well, coach, all the best. We're looking to see even more testimonies, maybe a testimony of victory after the game. We'll speak to you after.
Yeah.
All right, coach. Best of luck, coach.
Yeah, that was Anthony Patrick, head coach of this Racing United team. What did you make of the words, firstly, of Anthony Patrick?
We're in line. He's going to try to overcome the clogging of the midfield from Portmore and get Ellis closer to goal. I think it will be key today. Once you get him free, expect magic.
Yeah, I did say that Matthew Bell was one of, or possibly has the potential to be the best attacker in this league. But that's potential.
Yes.
One thing we've seen from Nikhil Ellis throughout the entirety of his time in the Jamaica Premier League is quality. And you're right, in my estimation, closer to goal, despite him being able to play in all 3 phases, that's when he does his best. But Portmore United does have a player that won man of the match in the first game, 2 goals to his name, their leading goal scorer, Ronaldo Robinson. And I was asked personally by his personal trainer to say that's Mickey Lab, by the way. I was asked personally to mention it, that he's been working with him at those finishes, at being very lethal. But you follow Ronaldo Robinson throughout his career, even in high school days, he's always been lethal.
Always been lethal, in and around the box, both feet, and he has a rocket of a shot. The problem though, Racing, they let him free too often to the top of the edge of the box. I think they will correct that today.
Yeah, I agree. And the interesting thing about the diamond is that, for me, it allows Portmore United to do 2 things. Because if you listen to some of the best coaches of all time, they say that's important for your team to be both narrow and wide at the same time. And that's a little bit of an oxymoron, but it makes sense. And having that narrow diamond, it allows combination centrally. But as soon as, say for instance, there's an overload on one side, then they can spread the pitch wide. Maybe if it's Zimini's bombing forward, Mullings bombing forward from left back, or possibly even Reed or Ronaldo Robinson holding with. Racing will be very intriguing to see how they deal with Portmore and their multifaceted roles.
You're going to see a bit of what they did in the first leg. They're going to go more direct. They're going to try to overcome that midfield, spread it wide as much as they can. Don't be surprised that they even start with a back 3. Don't be surprised. They want to spread them that narrow diamond wide as they can and attack from there.
Well, I think we've summed up everything pretty well, preview-wise, in this game. I don't want to give my prediction yet. I'm going to ask you, first of all, what do you think is going to happen here today?
I'm going to give my prediction at the 80th minute.
The 80th, oh.
Can I do that?
No, you're leaving me on the spot. You can't leave me on the spot.
You're a prediction guru, so I'll leave it to you.
You're right. You know, I like the way you think, Jean-Pierre. I like the way you think. And for me, my prediction is going to be close once more. However, I'm going to lean towards a Portmore win. I'm not going to say they're going to win it in normal time, extra time, and penalties. But I'm leaning towards the prestige and the history of Portmore getting it done. So that's my prediction. What is the prediction of our viewers? Of course, you can watch on Rush Sports 2. You can watch also on the Jamaica Premier League YouTube channel. So many mediums. But you have to watch. We'll turn over to our commentators of Neil Oxford and John Stewart after this break coming up. You don't want to miss it. It's a Portmore derby. It's a Rare Neville Jamaica Premier League quarter-final second leg. I was Ligier Williams. This was Marlon
McFarlane.
Jean-Pierre, I'm so used to that. My apologies. We'll head to a break and return with first half action.
From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it for we culture.
From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect.
At the National Stadium, it's going to be a cracker. The first game ended up in a 3-all draw between Portmore United and Racing United. we are here ready for this one. I'm Neil Oxford. Along with me is the General himself. John, 3-3 the first time around. Your thoughts on today?
We're shaping up for a fantastic game. We saw in the first leg a bit of a swing in momentum in the second half after Portmore pretty much dominated, and I'm pretty much expecting much of the same in terms of like a free-flowing game. I understand that would go against the trend of what we've seen over the past 2 seasons, where 3 games in a row they pretty much drew and pretty low-scoring games. But after seeing how they played out tactically, especially how Portmore have been playing recently, I just have a feeling that we're going to be in for an exciting match today.
Tonight's Jamaica Premier League playoff presentation is proudly brought to you by our valued partners who continue to power the growth of Jamaican football. Special thanks to Ria Nephew, the official title partner of the Jamaica Premier League. Visit Jamaica, bringing the spirit of Jamaica to the world. We also acknowledge our league partners, CB Foods, Admiral, Sports Development Foundation, the SDF. Club partners supporting our playoff teams include Chemtech, proud partners of Portmore United, and Sagicor, supporting Racing United. O'Shea Nation, the man in the middle, he heads to the World Cup later this year. But both 2 teams, despite playing to draws throughout the season, a fantastic matchup earlier in the week on Sunday, finishing in 3-3. John, how important is it to get the first goal today?
Well, I tell you, if that first match is anything to go by, very important, because how you approach the opening moments of the game does set the tone. And I'm definitely expecting, especially early on in this game, for Portmore United to come out flying. I really think that this is going to be an intense game, a derby that, of course, is going to produce a lot of tension. But I'm looking forward to it, Nia. I'm looking forward to it.
The teams are out there greeting the greeting party. Some changes to both teams. Well, we will pause for the greeting party continues. I expected the national anthem there, but let Ramon Howell gets a start today for this Portmore team. He was on the bench in the first leg. Some defensive protection instilled by Anthony Patrick.
Most definitely. I think Coach Rudolph Austin is perhaps just going for a bit more solidity in the park after seeing how they collapsed pretty much in the second half. And I can definitely understand you went with a midfield of course, Dustin Cohen and Romeo Guthrie, who prioritized, creativity in the middle of the park. So definitely think they're trying to just be a bit more cautious. We've seen their defense hold up really well over the course of the season, but not a bit of an uncharacteristic performance from them the first leg. They'll be hoping for better in the second, of course.
We pause for the anthem. Well, if you ever wanted the best seat in the house, I'm sure that individual there, you might call that the bird's eye view. As both teams greet each other, we look for the starting 11s. We start with Portmore United. In the goal is Daniel Russell. He wears number 1, number 26, Ramon Howell, Emilia Rousseau, Akeem Mullins, Peter McGregor, Corey Burke, the USL man, wears number 10, Romeo Guthrie, number 11, Marcus Reed, number 15, Ronaldo Brown, they call him Runar, 2 goals in the first leg, number 22, number 29, Nicoy Gale, and number 47, Tyreek Zimenez, coached by Rudolph Austin. Anthony Patrick. He starts with the man with the safest pair of hands in the Premier League, Aaron Enil. He's in goal. Number 17, Markovich Brown. Number 5, Adain Nish. Number 7, Tajay Grant. Number 10, Nikhil Ellis. Number 18, Rashane Myrie. Number 24, Andrew Campbell. Number 25, Tyrone Mullins. Number 27, Tamish Richardson. Number 29, Giovanni Cunningham. And number 8, Javon Basco. Team coached by Anthony Patrick. John, we saw Portmore come out in the first leg. Very quick, scoring 2 goals in the first 12 minutes of the match. Then went 3-0 up. And then Racing got the better of the second half. Are we expecting 2 halves today? Or will we see 2 teams coming out tentative in this round?
Well, before the game, I would have said yes. I'd expect them to both go at it. But considering some of the changes I've seen, especially, as you mentioned before, from Portmore United, it does seem as though coaches are going for a bit more solidity. I don't think it's going to be as end-to-end as we saw it. It's not going to be as volatile in terms of control over the game, but should still shape up to be a pretty exciting one.
As teams pose for the team picture, some stats from these 2 teams earlier in the season when they played 39 games. Portmore finished 3rd in the round with 17 wins, 15 draws, and 7 losses. The man they can depend on the most is Ronaldo Robinson. 33 games, 10 goals, and 2 assists. How important is he today?
He's going to be instrumental for Portmore. Of course, he scored the first 2 goals in the first leg, but right throughout the course of the season, even when he's not scoring, he's been a constant threat. And speaking of constant threats, Nikhil Ellis, the other man shown on the screen, he's been at the forefront of everything good for Racing United this season. Of course, the top goal scorer is Tajay Grant, but in terms of the man they look for creativity from the middle of the park, it has been Nikhil Ellis. And also something to look out for, he went in about a 13 or 14 game goalless drought towards the end of the season, and then in the last 2 games he seems to have picked up form. And it's at these pivotal moments in the season you need those type of players, those special players to show up. So definitely looking out for him today.
You mentioned special players. How big of a miss is Stephen Young for Portmore?
Definitely going to be a pretty big one. Of course, we did miss the first leg as well, but I think Rudolph Austin won't be giving the backline any excuses. Of course, maybe that did play a part as to why they collapsed in the first leg, but nevertheless, you have to make do. And Nicoya Gale is a pretty adept replacement.
Full white kit from Portmore this evening. They're kicking towards downtown Kingston, while Racing in yellow and blue, they're kicking towards Jamaica College. The referee in the middle, as mentioned before, is O'Shane Nation, and we're off. Racing on the near side, going immediately for Tajay Grant. Ironically, both teams went in the same direction in the first leg. On possession is Richardson. Racing coming out a bit stronger here than they did in the first leg. A whistle on the play and a foul. So far 30 seconds in, and Racing showing some intent.
Most definitely, especially compared to the first leg, where I thought they moved a bit slowly in position, struggled really to, build up the play and get into the final third as much as they like, but they'll be hoping that they can get off to a quicker start today.
Here is Corey Burke. A man full of experience is Corey Burke. Jamaican international. Traveled many a miles to play football. Is that number 10, but deemed to have fouled the Racing player there for whistle on the play. To be taken by Basco. Here is Howell for Portmore. Has one to beat, plays it to Zimenez. Lovely 1-2 there between Guthrie and Zimenez, who drives inside. Looking to get his teammate Mullins in the action. It's back to Zimenez though, to Robinson. Miscued pass there by Mullins, and Portmore showing that they're comfortable on the ball.
Most definitely, but just couldn't quite get into the final third there. Something that they didn't show any signs of not being able to in the first leg, but Racing United now on the attack.
Here's Racing, ball played outside to Tajay Grant. One to beat. Tajay Grant, can he get by him? Twists and turns, plays the ball to the flank. It's cleared as far as Basco. Just atop the 18, takes a shot, first shot of the evening, and Daniel Russell collects it easily.
I loved that move by Tajay Grant there. He went at Zimenez, and that's something I didn't see enough of in the first leg. He's best when he's running at defenders and he gets the ball into space. I thought he made it a bit easy for his opposing fullback at times. Hoping for more assertiveness from him tonight.
Ball into touch, and an animated Anthony Patrick is off the bench immediately after that play. Throw for Portmore. Aggregate 3-all. Before that, these two teams battled to 6 stalemates in the season. Not sure we'll be getting 6 goals tonight, though. All to play for. Here's Portmore with possession. Ramon Howell tries to get by his defender, goes to ground, whistle on the play.
And as he wins that free kick there, he of course will be just a tad upset that he didn't get to start in the previous game. He'll be looking to make an impact on the team tonight. Of course, usually the captain for the team. They missed his veteran presence.
Here's Guthrie to Robinson. Held off by the Racing defensive unit. Ball goes into touch. I think it's the first corner for the afternoon or for the evening as we look at the coaching staff of Portmore United. The man they call Joycey is right beside the head coach, Rudolph Austin. Kevin Deere, long time veteran at Hazard United, now called Portmore United. Pretty much sure he would have won the Premier League with Portmore, if I'm correct. Jamaican hero Rudolph Austin in his own light. Emilio Rousseau to take this corner kick. Swung inside. The heads go up. Found the head of Corey Burke into touch. It's a goal kick.
First set piece of the game, nearly producing a goal here for Portmore United, trying to get off to a similarly fast start, unable to on that occasion, however.
And there is Anthony Patrick. Oh, his resume, I think, might be one of the longest in Jamaican football at the moment. He's been around the block. He's won Premier Leagues. He's won Manning Cups. Not sure he has ever won any D Cups, though. Always keeping it within the corporate area. The Red Brigade of Bridgeport. I remember back in my school days, Bridgeport was a team to reckon with the likes of Jamil Hardware. Anthony Patrick would have coached Racing, would have coached Mullines, would have coached Marvelly Huenden. And also his longest stint at Waterhouse, 4,842 days. Racing with possession. Much more even game we have tonight compared to on Sunday. At this point, it would have been just about the time when Renard Robinson made the back of the net bulge. He's been a little bit quiet this game so far, though.
He scored in the 4th minute of the game, I believe, and then added another in the 8th. But so far, he's been kept a bit quiet here. Oh, lovely bit of skill there. Has a chance to get the cross in. And then good clearance by Racing United.
Marcus Reed for Portmore United. Putting the ball through the legs of the Racing defender. Reed back to Zimenez. Will look to square the ball in. He's blocked off by back then his JC counterpart in Tajay Grant. A man they call Spanish Town. Racing chasing history this evening in their first playoffs of the Jamaica Premier League, looking to make it through to the semi-finals. A date with Mount Pleasant Football Academy might not be the opponent that you want to see. However, I'm sure all on the mind of Anthony Patrick is getting past Portmore.
Most definitely. Could be a date with destiny. Of course, as you mentioned before, it's their first time in this round. But typically, you see teams that tend to go on and win the Jamaican Premier League. They tend to have some adversity in the playoffs first, tend to make perhaps the semifinals or the finals and lose a couple of times before breaking through. But Racing United, one of the youngest teams in the league, could buck that trend. They have the talent, they have the coaching, they have the ability to overcome adversity. But it remains to be seen what they can do.
They're with possession now. Ball booted up the park by Markovich Brown. Racing goalkeeper Emil not being troubled or being called into question since the start of the game. Very slow pace is this one. Nothing compared to the first leg. Here is Rousseau looking to play the ball over the top. He does. That square comes in by Portmore, and it's the first time Aaron Emil has had to get the ball in his grasp. Boots the ball up the field quickly, and Portmore have it yet again.
Just trying to put them under some pressure now. Portmore United. And they go direct this time.
It's almost like a walking pace.
And I have no doubt that would perhaps be tactical. Just trying to pace themselves.
Waiting for the mistake.
A rather slow and methodical approach. Perhaps not the approach that the neutral fans would want to see.
I'm sure both the fans of Portmore and Racing just want to see a win tonight.
There's Nick Ellis, however, on the charge, but great tackle. Well, thought it was going to be a great tackle, but it's a foul there by Nicoy Gale.
Referee Nation right on top of that one. We saw Racing with a free kick from somewhere around, well, a little bit further out than last time in the first leg, where Tajay Grant rattled the upright. Not expecting that from this distance. We can see a three-man wall erected by goalkeeper Russell. Into the 11th minute. Nothing yet. Ball played over. Still Racing. Knocking around the Portmore 18-yard area. Still Racing. A lovely pass inside. A shot to goal. Not worrying the goalkeeper, however. But Racing finally showing some intent.
Fantastic. Well-worked move there. Getting it out wide. Almost didn't keep it in play. But afterwards, found his man there and shot just a bit too high. Couldn't really trouble Daniel Russell in goal.
Something that Coach Patrick would hopefully have worked on the training ground. Attacking this team early. Ball played over the top. Peter McGregor comes. Couldn't get that one control, and goalkeeper Emil brings it down and brings back the game to a walking pace. This game, despite just being 11 minutes in, is begging for a lifeline. Can Racing find it? Here they are on the attack. A lovely pass played through into the space. A little bit weak on it though. There is Ellis. Plays the ball all the way home. Racing trying to get Portmore to just blunder in defense. Ball played over the top looking for Grant. He finds him. One-on-one situation for Tajay Grant. Gets by Marcus Reed, plays the ball inside, only to find a white shirt.
Not the greatest decision in the world there. Perhaps just could have continued to drive and perhaps get a shot away at goal. But nevertheless, they're still on the attack here.
Here they are, ball played out outside, looking for Richardson. Looks to play the ball inside. The flag is up on the far side. Seem to have gone over the line. It's a goal kick. The player remains down, and the medics are called upon for the first time. So after 13 minutes here, score is 0-0. Aggregate 3-3 if you're just joining us. If you saw the match before, one semi-finalist has been confirmed. Well, the third semi-finalist has been confirmed. It will be the likes of Montego Bay United going up against Cavalier, the defending champions, after they got the better of Waterhouse, 2-0. Who will face the current Caribbean Club champions, Mount Pleasant Football Academy? The winner of this one gets a ticket to the stadium on Sunday.
And the winner of this one also gets the bragging rights as...
It's a Portmore derby, yes?
Of course, undisputed champion in the derby of St. Catherine, as you could call it.
I heard someone mention it as a sunshine derby. But then I said, because it's a sunshine city. But then what you call the Dumbo Hole in one then?
Not sure.
I hope eventually someone from that neck of the woods does actually put a name to those 4 games. Racing, Portmore, Dumbo Hole, and am I missing one? It's 3. Hopefully they find a name for these matches.
I think we have a friend downstairs who might be able to assist us, you know, but, you know.
The one derby that stands out everywhere in the world is the El Clasico. Not much from Real Madrid this year, however.
Don't want to get the Los Blancos fans upset. Might remind you of the 15.
Back on the way here. Here's Corey Burke. He's gone to ground, whistle on the play just at the half line. The last time there was a winner in this encounter, you'd have to go all the way back to May 4 last year when Portmore got the better of Racing United, 2-0. Over a year ago. To be exact, a year and 9 days. Since then, they've played on October 5th, 2025, 0-0. January 25 of this year, 1-1. May 3rd, 1-1. And on Sunday, 3-3. Ball played over the top. Corey Burke, he'd like to change his score this evening. He's pushed off the ball by Markovich Brown. A shot there by Akeem Mullins hits the defender. It had goalkeeper Enil scrambling, but into touch is a throw.
Trying to get on the attack here. A long throw in.
Headed out by Brown, not as far, not out of the area though. It's then booted away, looking for Basco. He tries to bring it down. Corey Burke on it. Gives up position to Racing. Booted up the park, deflected though. It's a throw for Racing on the far side.
And you know, Neil, sometimes, I spoke earlier about Racing's youth. Of course, not just as a club, but the average age of the players. And sometimes that can be a good thing, even though I mentioned before that, you know, typically you see teams lose in the playoffs before breaking through. But sometimes that can be a good thing. Get back to that, however, they're on the attack here, Portmore.
Ball taken away. I think Racing heard you. Defended that immediately. The number 80 there, Javon Basco, winning the ball off the boot of Corey Burke. But possession turned back over to Portmore and then turned back over immediately to Racing. Both two teams just waiting for that mistake. Here is Basco now in the center circle. Plays the ball outside to Campbell. Ball lost, but retrieved by Marcus Reed. Here is Reed. Plays the ball to Renard Robinson. Robinson into the 18-yard area is Renard Robinson. He has Tariq Ziminiz. Plays the ball to Ziminiz. Shot taken by Ziminiz. Blocked by the captain, Brown. There's a whistle on the play, however. to see if we can get the replay on that one to see exactly what happened. How did it become a bounce ball?
Not
Here
too
it is.
sure.
Shot taken by Jimenez. There's a block. Oh, the ball hit the referee.
It seems Captain Markovic Brown's also down here.
He was stretching to make that save a while ago. 18 minutes in. No real threat by either team just yet. I did say not to expect the kind of pace that we had in the first leg. That was a game where you're able to be open. This is a game where all the marbles are there to be played for.
It's going to be more of a chess match rather than a sprint. But nevertheless, the winner of this can assure themselves that a semi-final awaits them on the 17th of May against the champions of the regular season. And I have to say, didn't look likely for most of it. Montego Bay United were pretty much leading all the way through and pretty much collapsed towards the end.
I have my take on that. All right. But that's the joy of Jamaican football. I think relegation went right into the final game day. I think Mount Pleasant captured back the top spot the 2 games before the end of the season. So it is exciting. Unexpected as well. Likes of Harbourview being eliminated from the top flight football in the country.
Tajay Grant here has a chance to, looked like he had, reclaimed by Portmore.
Goalkeeper Neil comes for that one, edge of his 18-yard area. Portmore just sitting back. Here's Niche. Plays the ball inside, outside again to Tajay Grant. He tries to isolate his defender again. He's double teamed by Jimenez. Squares it inside, ball booted away, comes down to Basco, who brings it down for Ellis. Ellis goes on a dribble, tries to play the ball through the space, intercepted by his own teammate actually. Still Ellis who boots the ball up, and goalkeeper Russell gets his second touch of the evening.
Not much space for Racing United to really work in when they get in that final phase. Portmore United known for really staying compact at the back, something that they've really prided themselves on the last couple of years, but especially this year, of course.
Both teams in the regular season, Portmore conceded 35, Racing conceded 34. So it's that kind of match. Playing 39 games, that's under a goal a game if my math is correct. But here is Peter McGregor. Back to Renard Robinson. He has the help, still goes by himself. Here comes Jimenez. Still Tyreek Jimenez looks to play the ball inside. He does! Right across the box. Comes down to Howell! My word! Romario Howell gets the crowd on their feet, but he misses everything.
Just didn't quite connect with that shot as cleanly as you'd have wanted, but nevertheless, a dangerous moment for Portmore United, who seem to have had the better of the few chances that have come in this first half.
Here is Portmore again. Corey Burke swings the ball inside, looking for Peter McGregor. Racing has possession now. John, I know you said not cleanly as he would have wanted. I think that was a pretty clean shot, but the accuracy was lacking. He spanked that one on the half volley, had his body and head over the ball. He's a well-traveled soccer player. I say soccer because he has spent a lot of time in the US. Came back to Jamaica, was at Waterhouse, then he went to Mount Pleasant Football Academy before venturing over to where he is now, Portmore. We see the likes of Trayvon Reed, the league's leading goal scorer. He's in the stands. Wonder if he'll be on the move come the end of the season when the transfer window opens, or is he going to be a loyal player? Oh, sorry, Raheem Edwards is now the leading goal scorer.
Missed out just by a goal.
Just by a goal. Oh.
Got overtaken
well,
towards the end of
Edwards
the
is
season.
still in it. Trayvon can't score anymore this season. He's gone to he's gone a tier below. Ball swung inside by Racing. Portmore is able to clutch onto it. Is Renard Robinson. He's been dragged by the player. Eventually, there's a whistle there. Free kick. Our producer reminding us about Raheem Edwards. Raheem Edwards has slowly but surely grown throughout his 2 Premier League seasons. Snatched by Mount Pleasant Football Academy. And you look at this Racing team and you think, how much of a difference would Raheem Edwards have made to this team?
Most definitely. And the funny thing is, Anthony Patrick, he has been begging, crying out for a number 9 all season. And ironically, that's really what they're missing. That's really what they're missing. And Raheem Edwards, they had him in their grasp. It's just unfortunate that's how things play out. Money talks.
Don't finish that. Portmore with possession yet again. Here's Emilio Rousseau. He can strike it from here. He does! Wow. That cleared the running track. I think he messed up his venue at Sabina Park there, Emilio Rousseau, because that was a straight drive over the goalkeeper's head down to the boundary for 6. So into the 25th minute now. Still 0-0 here. 3-3 aggregate. Most teams just playing around, waiting for a mistake to be made. Portmore has had the better chances so far this game. But still 0-0. Still anybody's game.
And I have to say, tactically, we did expect Portmore United to be a bit more solid in this one, but I've been really impressed. They've hardly given any space on their side of the pitch to Racing United when they're in that final third.
I have a message here from my confidant at Harbour View, who says Trayvon Reed is going nowhere. So he's clearing the air there from now. But it's a different thing when the phone starts to ring, when the window is open. But here is Zimenez on the near side, tries to get by Brown. Still Zimenez, intercepted by Tajay Grant. And he goes on the move. He has 2 to beat. He's tackled by both, and ball goes into touch. It's a throw for Racing. Very calm before the storm. And all it takes for a storm to happen here is 1 goal, believe me at that. Here is Ellis. He goes on the move. Still Ellis. He drives into the 18-yard area. Still Ellis plays the ball inside. Cleared by Portmore. Basco tries to win it from Burke. Portmore goes on the move. Here is Marcus Reed. Renard Robinson is on the overlap. He does. Coming all the way back is O'Dane Nish, who boots the ball into touch. It's a corner kick. The second of the evening.
Early on in the season when these two played out a 1-1 draw, O'Dane Nish did find himself on the score sheet, but doing his defensive duty on that occasion. Great work there to just get back and prevent any sort of shot at goal from Ronaldo Robinson there.
Renard Robinson also, he's moved a lot in the past 2 years. Harbourview, Cavalier. He's found a home now at Portmore. Here is Rousseau. Swings the ball inside. The heads go up. Easily cleared there by Racing. Back to Rousseau. Ball booted into the box. The heads go up again. Much better defending this time out by Racing United. But here is Marcus Reed. Plays the ball inside. Looking for Corey Burke. Intercepted by Racing, not cleanly though. Into touch, it's another corner.
Really piling the pressure on now, Portmore United. They've been dominant for most of the first half, and they're pretty close. You mentioned before a storm could be brewing in terms of the goals, but they're pretty close here to opening the floodgates from this corner.
Marcus Reed, he's over it. Looks to lock the ball inside. He does do that. At the back post is Howell. He gets ahead to it, heads it into the turf. Goalkeeper O'Neill has that one safely. Boots the ball up the park. Looking for Tyrone Mullins. Into touch is a throw for Portmore. Must mention the fantastic condition that the national surface is in. National Stadium pitch.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul.
Whistle on the play, and here comes the first yellow card. Card going to number 8, Akeem Mullins. For Portmore United in minute number 29.
And as we get this free kick here, could be a real opportunity to threaten Daniel Russell's goal. Of course, we did see him make a costly error in the previous game, but usually a safe pair of hands, the young goalkeeper.
The young goalkeeper. Daniel Russell, 11 clean sheets so far this season. I think you call me very old then. Ball swung inside by Racing. The heads go up. Finds the head of Giovanni Cunningham, but could not put that ball on the frame. Goal kick for Portmore United.
Pretty risky pass there, but got away with it in the end, Gale.
Portmore on the move. Here is Howell. Still Ramon Howell. To Guthrie. Lovely pass in there by Portmore. Here now it's Peter McGregor looking back for Ramon Howell. Corey Burke, that's not Corey Burke, but it's Guthrie though. He'll take a shot. Over the top, into touch, goal kick.
Not a bad effort, but in the end, Portmore really yet to trouble the goal of Aaron O'Neill, of course the Golden Glove winner from the previous season.
Just doing our checks here, Daniel Russell is actually 25 years old. I wish I was 25 again.
Still in the prime of his career, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yes, he is, definitely.
He'll be fine.
Getting some national call-ups earlier in this football campaign. Showing that the work is being done.
Speaking of national call-ups, of course, a man that fans have wanted for a long time to get a national call-up was Nick Allen. He's got one recently in those friendlies.
Free kick on the play. As that national team now gets themselves ready for the Unity Cup, while other countries get prepared for the World Cup.
I hear a hint, just a hint of saltiness in that. And that bit of.
Nonetheless, the Reggae Girls are one win away from their third World Cup qualification in a row.
All the best to them, of course. Looking forward to see them perhaps maybe qualify for the knockout stages once more, perhaps.
Oh, yes, indeed. And here, these two teams are also 1 win away from the semi-finals of the Jamaica Premier League. Ball booted inside by Racing. The heads go up. Again, a free header for Racing inside that 18-yard area of Portmore and not making use of it. This time it was Tamish Richardson, and I really think, John, he should be doing better with that.
Yeah, most definitely. A fantastic free kick coming in there.
Actually, it was the captain, Markovich Brown.
Yeah. Unfortunately, couldn't directly head a goalward. Seems play's been stopped here.
2 footballs on the pitch. I think Portmore is happy with this walking pace that the game is at.
Most definitely. Racing is a team that tend to really favor the chaos. And that's an offside decision most definitely coming up there against Giovanni Cunningham. Portmore United, of course, last won the Jamaican Premier League in the 2018-19 season. It was the second of a back-to-back. They'll be looking for their first title since then. But of course, that quest begins here in this round, this quarterfinal. They'll need to get past this stage, unable to last year.
Here's McGregor, takes a shot. Ooh, skimming on the crossbar there. Deflection, however. It's a corner kick.
They're coming close now. Really getting into it, Portmore United. Not dealt well with there by a Danish, and in the end, Peter McGregor's shot is palmed away, and that will be a corner kick.
Corner kick to be taken by Marcus Reed. Ball swung all the way to the far post to Howell, who heads it back inside the area. Falls to Peter McGregor, trying to find the shot is McGregor. Intercepted by Andrew Campbell. Throw for Portmore United.
Portmore still in possession, trying to find a weakness in this Racing United back line, working it around methodically at the moment before they try to find an opening. McGregor thought came from an offside position, but referee says no.
Here is Ellis. Lovely pass over the top to find Tajay Grant. Still Grant. Looking for the assistance. He gets it now from Basker. Basker goes to ground. There's a whistle on the play. Free kick for Racing.
Free kick here. Opportunity for Racing United. But I have to say, that opportunity that Tajay just had, once more, it's situations like that that frustrate me, because you want to get it into him as quickly as possible, isolate him with the fullback, but yet time and time again recently I've seen him come back instead of just taking on his defender. And that's something I pointed out at the beginning again, that I want to see more of from him, but just a bit too passive for my liking.
Could that be a confidence issue though, however? The run of Racing recently has not been the best for him.
But I would think that if you're scoring 16 goals in the regular season and you have the form that he has, you should be confident. But
free kick for Racing. Mikhail Ellis is over it. The heads go up. Falls to Brown. He's in the area. He's tackled by 3. Still Markovich Brown. Ball goes into touch, it's a throw.
Of course, the man who scored the equalizer for Racing United, Damoni Hutchinson, on the bench tonight once more. We'll be hoping that he can provide a similar level of impact should they summon him off of his seat.
Throw taken. Long throw there by Racing. Comes down to Ellis! Straight to Daniel Russell. That's the first shot with some venom behind it for Racing. That's coming in the 37th minute.
Racing United on the few opportunities that they've had in the final third have looked somewhat dangerous, but gonna have to just be a bit more aggressive. They're on the attack now, Portmore United. And they win a corner. Another opportunity for a set piece. You can just see on the replay here that throw in headed away, but only as far as Nikhil Ellis, who had some power behind it, but straight, a bit too central.
Good shot. He was behind the ball. That was some 23 yards out. Was able to keep the shot down. As you mentioned, John, just a little bit too central. Goalkeeper Russell is down. Anthony Patrick taking the time to issue some instructions to his captain. Fourth corner kick for Portmore United.
It seems Russell will be okay here, just tying his shoelace before referee Nation gets us back on the way for the set piece that will be taken. Not long to go in this first half rather. Still searching for a goal, both teams, but I would suggest that perhaps Portmore United have come closest.
I know we're searching for that goal. 10 minutes to go to the break, and you think about it and you say, at what point do you consolidate and wait for the second half? The rule is that you're more likely to concede in the last 5 minutes of a half. That's what the statistics show. Do you still go out with that rule and stick to and say, I can be the one who gets the goal, but I can also be the one who concedes? Looking at this game at the moment, it looks like an extra time game. But with shots coming in from Howell the way they did and Ellis the way they did, or the way they have been coming in, potential is there to score. Let's see if Portmore can make good use of this corner kick.
Not particularly sure why corner kick hasn't been taken as yet. We should be getting to it shortly.
We're waiting for Russ to put on his gloves. Sometimes goalkeeping gloves can be the hardest thing to put on. Marcus Reed, time for the corner. There's a whistle from O'Shane Nation. Reed swings the ball inside. The heads go up at the near post. Romario Howell. And if you are following the game, of those 4 corners, 3 have fallen on the head of Howell.
Yeah, he's been an aerial threat thus far. Unable, however, Portmore United to really take advantage of these set pieces thus far, but they win the ball back here high up the pitch and they have a chance to do some damage before the end of the half, just under 5 to go.
And as we look forward to Sunday for the semi-finals, for all viewers to watch the remaining Jamaica Premier League semi-final and final matches, you will need to either become a paid member of the official JPL YouTube channel or use the link in the description provided to stream the matches. All matches will continue to be broadcasted on Rush Sports 2 around the Caribbean.
Got it off in time. Taylor Saul. Gale plays it back to Russell in goal. Playing rather conservative. Racing United can have an attack now. But that's cut out there by Russell once more.
Lovely bit of skill there by Ramon Howell. I think Portmore just trying to see out the half now. Keeping their possession of the football. Looking to see if they can break the lines of racing just before the half.
Ooh, almost gave it up there, however.
Living dangerously was Romario Guthrie. Whistle on the play. Free kick.
Perhaps one of the last remaining opportunities for Racing United before the end of the half. Of course, they'll want to make good use of it. Seems to be still down on the pitch there, Rashane Myrie.
He makes his way up. Free kick for Racing, minute number 44. Here is Niche.
Both teams just getting a bit sloppy there, and referee's gone back for the challenge. And Portmore, could be a foul here on Peter McGregor, I believe.
Well, Shane Nation was very animated about this one, a head injury on Peter McGregor.
Most
call for the medical staff immediately.
Most definitely accidental by Andrew Campbell. His back was turned, but in the end, we know the severity, the protocol around such collisions. So just doing his due diligence to make sure the player is tended to immediately. And if you can feel your screen vibrating, just know that it's a music around us.
Trying to bring the game to life. There's the man himself, Ryan Foster. Has done a lot for Jamaican football in recent years, Ryan Foster. The sponsor of a number of high school programs here in Jamaica, and also one of the main sponsors at Cavalier. I know he assisted with the Excelsior team that went away recently. He has been giving a lot to football locally, and a man that has a vision for the growth of the sport, so kudos to him. Referee Dwyer indicating that 4 additional minutes will be added to this first half.
Cunningham turns. Pascal. Oh, lovely bit of skill there. And he switches the play as well out wide, trying to find Andrew Campbell, and he does find him. And just couldn't keep it in play, however. And that will go out for a goal kick. Trying to.
Here's Racing. If at this point, John, we go into the dressing room, which coach goes in the dressing room happier?
I suppose it would be Rudolph Austin. mentioned before, seems to have come out with a rather conservative game plan as compared to the first leg, but nonetheless, he's still seen his team have the better of the chances and the possession, and they've looked rather solid at the back, way more compared to the first leg. They just need to find that elusive goal at the moment.
I would say Anthony Patrick. In the first leg, you're down 2 goals, and then in the first 15 minutes, you're able to come into the first half, finish 0-0, who then opens up in the second half.
Interesting.
He has shown that he has the members on the bench. You mentioned a substitution before.
Hutchinson.
Let's talk about Siobhan Willis. He completely changed the game when he came on in the first leg. So I think at this point, Anthony Patrick might be the happier coach, saying that he knows what's on his bench can bring this game to life.
Most definitely, but Portmore United can also say they have plenty of firepower off the bench. Of course, not least Sting Cohen, one of the stars for Glenmuir and schoolboy football. Cross comes in here from Racing United. Daniel Russell claims that quite easily, however.
Boots up the ball immediately, looking for Peter McGregor. Racing have control again. You can see the Portmore team not really sending the numbers forward like what they did in the first leg.
Yeah, just as you said before, just trying to see out this half at this point. Under a minute to go. I doubt either of the teams would be willing at this point to even make a substitution at the break. Perhaps when the legs get a bit tired towards the end, probably around the 65th minute, you're going to start to see a bit more substitutions.
Many speak about that break as O'Shea Nation blows the whistle. That break that you have if you finish 1 and 2. That break is very important. This Portmore and Racing team would have played Wednesday, and come back and play Sunday coming. That's 4 games, while Mobay and Mount Pleasant are just sitting down waiting for the past week. So you mentioned tired. The second half coming up will be very important as regards to player management and playing style coming into the second half. So after 45 minutes here at the National Stadium, it's 0-0 between these two teams as we head into the highlights.
As you can see here, Racing United lost possession of the ball here. Some dangerous challenges coming in early on. A shot there from Javon Basco from way out, unable, however, to trouble Daniel Russell really. But now a lovely chance coming in from Marcus Reed. Did well to beat his man on the touchline, sent a cross in, but cleared eventually. And Racing United on the attack once more. Had a shot there, however, just couldn't get it goalward. And a shot once more coming in from Tariq Zimenez, who scored a couple of goals this season from right back. Some important ones as well. However, his shot on that occasion is blocked. Not really able to trouble the goalkeeper that much, either team so far in the first half. But another opportunity here once more for Zimenez. Gets a cross in, went all the way through, no one able to make a connection with it. Came back out to Ramon Howells, whose shot unable to hit the target. Another opportunity for Portmore. Once more a nice cross, but unable to find talisman Corey Burke in the middle. But here, one of the better opportunities in the half. Free kick coming in for Racing United, headed just wide by Giovanni Cunningham, the front man. Portmore United once more on the attack with Romeo Guthrie. Decent effort from way out, unable to just keep it a bit down. And free kick once more for Racing United, headed over the bar this time for Portmore United. Not too long after, had an effort from Peter McGregor, just take a slight deflection that took it away. And perhaps if not for that deflection, it would have ended up in the back of the net. Another opportunity here. Nikhil Ellis made a decent connection with that strike. Great technique, a great effort. just a bit too central, however, to really trouble Daniel Russell. On a corner once more from Portmore United, had a couple of those meet the head of that man, the captain Ramon Howell, but unable to get it on target. And there you can just see the statistics pretty much bears out what we've been saying. Pretty similar in possession, but it does favor Portmore United. 8 shots to Racing United's 4, 3 to Racing United's 1 on target. 5, an astounding 5 corners for Portmore United to Racing United's none. Neither team have been offside, and a number of yellow cards for Racing United. But pretty much bears out what we've been saying.
Yes, indeed. Possession very, very close. But those 8 to 4 shots, those 3 shots being on target from Portmore, yes, shows that they've had the intent to score. But with that said, still not what we're looking for from a quarter-final matchup. I expect this second half is going to be very interesting. I expect one team in the first 20 minutes will be going for it. I'm not sure who that will be, but we'll watch that. But tonight's Jamaica Premier League playoff presentation is proudly brought to you by our valid partners who continue to power the growth of Jamaican football. Special thanks to Ray and Nephew, the official title partner of the Jamaica Premier League. Visit Jamaica, bringing the spirit of Jamaica to the world. We also acknowledge our league partners, CB Foods, Admiral, Sports Development Foundation, the SDF. Club partners supporting our playoff teams include Chemtech, proud partners of Portmore United, and Sagicor, supporting Racing United. So that's it for the first 45. Join us in just around 15 minutes for the second half. Will we have more to do after that? Not sure, but what we're sure of is a next 45 to go.
From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverbs Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the proverb Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. just like the Proverbs Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the Proverbs Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the Proverbs Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee, Mummy used to always remind me of those good old Jamaican proverbs to keep me wise. Proverbs like, what goat do, kid follow. Good friend, better than pocket money. And if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. Just like the Proverbs Bosco Oats is ingrained in Jamaica. From me yai there me knee.
It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo! New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah. Share it! I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far. From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we. No matter with the bad vibes. Poor rear rum, a celebration time. I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture. Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo! New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah. Share it! I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far. From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we. No matter with the bad vibes. Poor rear rum, a celebration time. I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture. Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they powered through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Neville, feel we culture, yo! New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah. Share it! I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far. From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we. No matter with the bad vibes. Poor rear rum, a celebration time. I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture. Ray and Neville, overproof from we just a do it for we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes.
As we head back to second half action here at the National Stadium. Who will be victorious? Who will book their ticket to the semi-final? Who will win this one? It's the second half of the Premier League quarter-final playoff. A spot beckons here for one of these teams from St. Catherine. Will it be the team they call Hazard United, now Portmore United, or will it be Racing? 45 minutes left here at the National Stadium. All to play for, all to give. Could be the last time they kick a ball for this year, or someone could be moving on to the semi-finals. John, all to play for, 45 minutes. You have to go for it now.
They have to, really. It was a bit of a chess match, as you mentioned before, in the first half. Teams just trying to feed each other out. But I have a feeling, especially towards the end of this, it's going to get real dicey.
Here is Portmore. Shot taken by Jimenez! Into the net! Tyreek Jimenez! Just atop the 18-yard area. And just like that, Portmore in the first minute of the second half have opened up the gates of Racing. 1-0, and that's exactly what the game is.
We mentioned before that, yeah, that is what the game was missing, some goals, some excitement, and immediately, right out the gate, we get a goal here, and what a goal. What about that strike from Jimenez? I mean, I think he had about 4 or 5 in the regular season, and he's just been fantastic right the way through on both sides of the ball, but here, it's in the final third that he makes the impact. Lovely strike from about 25 yards out. Fantastic effort from the young right back.
screamer from the man from Belgium, the man from Waterhouse, the man from Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Tyreek Zimenez hits the back of the net. As we head to a break. So after 50 seconds from Tyreek Zimenez, breaking the deadlock here at the National Stadium, and now, exactly right now, Racing has to go for it.
Most definitely. And you just wonder whether or not going for it will perhaps play right into Portmore's hands. Because the more this game opens up, you'd think it favors Racing United, but with the experience that Portmore have at this level, it could be Racing United's undoing, but they still have to go for it.
They do. And we spoke about a change by Rudolph Austin at the start of the game, Ramon Howell. He's brought that level of security within the Portmore team and a different level of confidence from them.
Most definitely. He's been transmitted right the way through this squad. And as J. Grant makes that back pass there, he's a man who, speaking of confidence, looks rather low on it. Scored. He started the comeback in the first leg with the goal there, but he's not looked up for it thus far. I have to say, they're going to need more from him.
Immediately, Coach Patrick has sent his bench to get ready. You see Shavani Willis there. We spoke about the impact he had on the first leg, and the number 9 and the number 23 all came on in the first leg, and that's when Racing got back into the game. But they had a lead from the first half. This time around, the lead comes in the first minute of the second half. Lovely, some might call it a daisy cutter from Tyreek Zimenez. I think that's the third volley we've seen this game. One from Howell, one from Ellis. But that one caught the entire Racing team surprised.
Most definitely. Racing United launching it up here, and they find Giovanni Cunningham, takes it down.
Played inside, and Racing gets a corner kick.
Racing United trying to get back into this now. Launched up towards Cunningham. Lovely pass out wide to Tamish Richardson, who his cross is met, but eventually they have won a corner kick here, Racing United. Will be taken by Tyrone Mullins.
Free kick, corner kick. And Mullins, Racing has sent the numbers up to the box. Swung inside, the heads go up, headed away by Corey Burke. Still in position is Racing. Just hitting the hand there of Rashawn Myrie. Referee Nation seeing that immediately. Free kick on the play.
And you mentioned before the narrative of perhaps experience versus youth. Of course, no other team in the league knows what it takes, as much as Portmore United do, to get to the mountaintop. Of course, an impressive 7 times they've won the Jamaican Premier League, the most of any club. And they'll be hoping to add to that tally this year as they get a free kick here, which referee will not allow them to take quickly.
Give the recruiting team at Portmore their props. The number of their transfers really has been spot on. Tyreek Zimenez, Daniel Russell, Romario Howell, Romario Guthrie, Renard Robinson. These are all players that have come into the Portmore team in the past 2 years, 3 years, and have really made a difference to this Portmore unit.
Most definitely. Recruited some decent players out of high school as well. Oh, lovely move there by J. Grant. That's what we want to see. That's what we came to see. He's on the attack now. Cross coming in. Unfortunately, just a bit too much on it. And I believe Mullins, who was at that back post, just didn't have enough pace to get on the end of that one. Flashed across the danger zone, but unfortunately didn't have a shirt in yellow and blue. Be able to tap that home. and get an equalizer.
Ball booted up by Racing. Looking for Ellis.
Hey.
So throw that out to Russell. Over the top, trying to find a teammate. Unable to on that occasion, but no, here's McGregor.
Here's Reed. Marcus Reed. Howell, here he is. To Reed. Goes to ground. Game has stepped up a bit. Portmore sending more numbers forward as well. They know that Racing has to open up a bit.
As I mentioned before, it could be their undoing. As the game opens up, they know that Racing United have to come forward, and that goal from Tariq Zemeniz could define this tie in some ways. Even if more goals are scored, because it could just set in motion a whole bunch of events that play into Portmore United's hands. Now is Mikhail Ellis. Can lead a counter-attack here for Racing United. Plays it over the head, however, of Giovanni Cunningham, and that'll be easy for Daniel Russell to claim.
Howell, really that difference maker by Rudolph Austin. Seeing how he's playing today, a little bit surprising that he did not start in the first leg. I'm not sure if it was carrying a niggle or something, but he's really come in this season and this match and making his presence felt. It's key to mention that this Portmore team 2 years ago had the head coach of Davian Ferguson, who made a number of acquisitions, went back to where he once was, bringing in Rudolph Austin. So you could say that Sir Fergie has created a well-oiled Portmore team.
Most definitely. Play like it on that pitch. Chemistry is there for all to see, but now they're under some pressure, but eventually it's a free kick, a bit too over-eager. The Racing players there.
But the scouting team has done well, and I've been saying it from the first leg. You look at this Portmore team, Corey Burke and Peter McGregor are two people who know how to find the back of the net. Renard Robinson, he has been knocking on many doors. He was at Harbourview trying to find his footing, went to Cavalier, got some maturity, and now he's in this Portmore team where he's not the man, but he's the man still. And you look at that front three there, as well as the youth that they've brought in the last transfer window after the schoolboy season, and you can actually put them as title contenders should they get past here.
Most definitely. But here's Tajik Grant on the attack. But loses possession. Portmore United, as you mentioned before, for sure going to be title contenders. Not necessarily been relatively close recently. Been getting knocked out at that quarterfinal stage quite a bit, but they'll be hoping to get back to the finals for the first time since 2019.
Still playing over that Zemeniz goal in my head.
Fantastic goal. What an effort.
What a way to start the second half. I mentioned the rule at the end of the first half. Goals are scored in the first 5 and the last 5 of each half. And if you look at how Racing defended in the first half, they were very, very good defensively. And just for those first couple seconds in the second half, fell asleep, and Portmore made them pay.
Racing United trying to make Portmore pay on that occasion, but despite the hard running of Mullins there, Portmore can come forward, but that goes out of play there. But I have to say, also have to commend Racing United. To think they've only been founded, what, 9 years ago?
Yes.
to think they made the JPL first time just a couple of years ago, thanks to that incredible win over Reno in the JFC, and almost made the playoffs last year. There's a change about to be made here.
Two changes being made by Coach Anthony Patrick Hutchinson, the man you've mentioned so many times. He's come into the game, and Kedini Young, the other substitute, coming in.
And of course, as mentioned before, scored in the last leg, in the first leg I should say. Hoping that he can provide a finishing touch once more. J. Brown's onside, cross comes in, but Portmore United defended well. And you know, earlier in the season, about a couple months ago, I think it was after a defeat in the post-match interview, Captain Markovich Brown, I believe, referenced the reinforcements that were needed up front, and he said, don't worry, because I was interviewing him, and he said, don't worry, we have something up our sleeve, we have something coming. And I just wonder if Hutchinson was the man who was referring to, because I believe he didn't come in until after.
It's amazing just coming into the playoffs how many of these teams have acquired personnel. You look at Mobile United, who has, I personally think, has acquired one of the best goalkeepers that Jamaica has seen in a while, in Bartlett from Cavaliers, going over now to Mobile. That's a big acquisition for them going into the playoffs. And then you look at this Portmore team, Corey Burke and Matthew Bell. Two great additions, two international additions. But here is racing. Ball plays to Grant. One-time pass back inside by Grant. I think that's Hutchinson getting a shot off, and it's a corner kick.
Just couldn't really get the sort of contact that could struggle a nil in goal. Trouble Russell in goal rather. Now Spadini gets to take this corner. They have another shot at target.
Hutchinson swings the ball in. The heads go up. Zimenez gets his head to it and then boots it away. A bit distracted there a short while ago. Fans out in their numbers here at the National Stadium.
30.
Not touching that one at all, my boss. At this point, 60 minutes gone in this one.
Two changes coming for Portmore United as well.
Did mention there'd perhaps be some substitutions right around that 60 to 65 minute mark, and so said, so done.
Mario Romeo Guthrie is out, and Peter McGregor has also left the park. Waiting to see who they were replaced with.
Oh, lovely ball played in there, but couldn't quite chop it. But he still has a chance to get a shot away. But Tej Bryan's effort wouldn't have really counted anyway. Offside flag goes up, and we'll go to Racing United now. First leg gave us plenty of goals, really. Momentum swings, a lot of quality. This one, as mentioned before, has felt more like a really calculated approach by both teams. But Portmore still trying to get the better of Racing, and once more, I believe, the flag goes up.
It was a whistle on the play, actually.
Oh, it's foul rather, yeah.
And if you are new to this stream, joining this stream late, missed the earlier stream of the first game, Cavalier making their 8th semi-final in a row in the Jamaica Premier League, have booked their ticket to take on Montego Bay United this Sunday here at the National Stadium. Mount Pleasant, they're sitting down and waiting to see who will win this one. And for the moment, it seems to be Portmore.
I don't know how they do it, honestly. When they were 2 goals down, I thought they were done and dusted, but my fault. Should know better than that. But now it's Tajay Grant has a chance to get a cross in. He does, but it's cleared. Tajay Grant really trying to make an impact here. Got past his opposite number there, but unfortunately, cross was batted away.
Another change here for Racing, and here is the player I've been waiting on, Siobhan Willis. He will be coming on for Richardson. Sir Patrick making 3 changes to the team. He knows it's all to do now. A man they call Pebbles.
Substitution there for the Racing United team. So player number 27.
Foul.
Lovely header. Russell comes. Claims it.
One more, please.
That's the confidence I love to see from Russell. He plays without that sometimes, but he was very confident to come for that one a while ago.
It's a foul there on Marcus Reed.
Portmore know they're in the driver's seat. They know Racing has to throw more numbers forward, which might just leave spaces for them to exploit. Here's a space now being exploited by Mullins. He gets by his defender. I'm not sure what he did there, but gives away possession.
Had an opportunity to get a cross in, but didn't quite work out for him on that occasion. Racing United can just bring it forward here. Captain Markovich Brown on the ball now.
Racing has to find a way to get back into this game. Has to find a way to get Portmore on the back foot. Has to be a little bit more advanced. Willing to risk it at the moment. Not sure those 3 changes made by Coach Patrick might take them to that adventure. Would love to see more from Tajay Grant.
Been begging for it. And Coach Patrick, oh, lovely ball out wide. Mullins.
Hutchinson. That's actually Mullins. That's trying to get by Zimenes. Here is Willis. Goal might just be coming for Racing. Ball swung inside, cleared away by Portmore. I mentioned getting Portmore on that back foot. You can see the entire Portmore team into the defensive third. It's exactly what Racing wants, to find that equalizer. Fumble there by Daniel Russell.
He did mention that sometimes he does play without confidence, and just a bit of a spurt there of insecurity at the back.
And he has a shot that was about 40 yards out.
Yeah, and traveling at about 5 miles per hour. Nevertheless, he'll be hoping that doesn't bleed throughout his back line. So important, a goalkeeper to his back line.
It's amazing. Those simple mistakes can be the mistakes that affect the confidence. What you want now is for him to get back a touch immediately to ensure that, hey, it's still there.
Most definitely. Just see a replay there. Almost went out for a corner. needlessly.
Hutchinson was hoping that the referee would have given it to him instead. Play continued.
Do you see him with them this please? No.
Touch a bit heavy there.
One more.
I believe by Javier.
Look at him.
And that will go out for a goal kick to Racing United. Javier Brown on that occasion.
Yes, number 12, the substitute.
Bit of a tussle there between Marcus Reed and the young number 24, Andrew Campbell.
Referee going in the way of Racing, however. Listening on the play there, yellow card immediately. I think that's a substitute, Brown.
Ooh, and another yellow card. I think that's been issued to Jimenez, yeah. And Captain Howell just pleading with him just to stay calm.
Those cards can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, that was pretty silly.
Ball is not yours, leave it alone, son. And remember, to all the viewers out there, the remaining JPL semi-final and final matches, you will need to either become a paid member of the official JPL YouTube channel or use the link in the description to stream the matches. All matches will continue to be broadcasted on Rush Sports 2 around the Caribbean.
Oh, it's gone all the way through that free kick. They still can get a shot off, and they do. But saved in the end by Daniel Russell there. Tajay Grant, I believe, on that occasion, getting that one away. You could see there on the replay. Took a little flick on, I believe, by Markovich Brown, and Tajay Grant got the shot away, but good save in the end by Daniel Russell. Great turn to evade pressure.
Here comes another card.
Both teams really getting into it now.
I think that's Myrie receiving the card, not sure. Waiting confirmation.
Oh, that's O'Dane Nish. And after what was a pretty calm first half, both in terms of what we saw on the pitch, in terms of how they played, as well as temperament, it seems to be getting heated rather in this second half.
It has that derby feeling to it now because it's a must-win match. You expect the tempers to flare up a little bit, and the more the time goes by, the more anxious and eager Racing will get. So you expect that. That is why the captain now has to try to keep the team calm. And with the number of yellow cards being issued to Racing now, those yellow cards, should you get back a goal, head into extra time, will come into play.
Most definitely. It's a free kick now for Portmore United. Brown gets it out wide. Receives pass back, but this pass there is intercepted. Oh, lovely flick there to find his man.
Here is Hutchinson, plays the ball over. For that 1-2 Racing. Swing the ball inside. Rousseau intercepts and puts the ball on.
Shoved off it there by Mr. Burke. And that's most definitely a foul. He's taking quite the tumble, Javon Basco.
Goalkeeper Russell is down again.
And so too is Marcus Reed, I believe.
Well, the stretcher is called immediately by referee nation for Marcus Reed. into minute number 72.
Thankfully, he's back to his feet, so stretcher won't be necessary.
I'm interested to see when those new rules by FIFA come into play at the World Cup about going down and not needing treatment, having to come off the field for that minute. How many times will players be going down? Here's a change for Portmore. Corey Burke is summoned by his coach, and Siegel Knight, a defensive change by Coach Austin, coming into the midfield area of the park.
It seems Marcus Reed will also make way.
For Jaheim Rose, another defensive midfielder. Rudolph Austin going back to his playing style, locking the shot.
Most definitely. They were one of the top teams in the league right throughout the league phase in terms of keeping clean sheets for a reason. As mentioned before, going back to his preferred style here.
Well, they did finish third in the league. Give them that. Winning 17 games, drawing 5, losing only 7, scoring 54 goals, conceding 35, finishing on 66 points. Racing not that far off, despite finishing 6th. That's how close the league was this season. Racing winning 14 games, drawing 18, losing the same as Portmore, 7, scoring 1 goal less, 53, and conceding 1 goal less, 34.
Pretty dead even in most of those statistics, really. Just goes to show you that there's not really that much of a gap in terms of quality between both teams, and you've seen that over the course of these 2 legs. Not much in it.
Most games ending in the past 7 games, only 1 has created a winner. So Racing still believe that there's something in this game for them.
You definitely have all right to believe that. Only 1 goal in it. All it takes is 1 mistake or a moment of magic. Or perhaps a moment of madness.
Did you say that because the Minis got the ball?
Come on.
Just ask it, just ask it. Here is Brown. Plays it inside to Jaheim Rose. Rose takes a shot! Full stretch dive by the goalkeeper. Just around the upright. But Jaheim Rose was free atop the 18-yard area. Looked up, saw the goal, took the shot just wide.
Mentioned just a few short moments ago, could take a moment of magic to define this tie, and Portmore United almost doubling their lead with 1. Did well to engineer space to get the shot off, and in the end just wide. And that's most definitely going to be a foul there on, I think that's Kadeen Young. Most definitely is.
That's Young, but he was fouled by Tyreek Zimenez, who just picked up trying to find the right adjective to use. Senseless yellow card. I said it earlier, he now has to play very cautiously, because not only will that red card make him miss this game, if Portmore were to win, he'll miss the game against
Mount Pleasant. And I think this is where the experience factor is going to come in. The leader, Ramon Hall, he's going to have to really settle down the troops here. Or maybe perhaps Rudolph Austin will just see the danger and just take him off. But how can you when he's so important to the team?
I will be very surprised if he does that. But at some point, you have to make a decision. But for now, he has just around 15 minutes to see it out. Here is Siobhan Willis. Lovely square by him. But Russell claims that one easily.
Oh, they're through here, Portmore United. Oh, mistake at the back. They're taking opportunities here. They're taking their time. They were gearing up for it, each one of them, and somehow Siegel Knights missed there.
Well, we did say that he's brought on Siegel Knight for defensive work. He has not been brought on to the park, listeners and viewers, for offensive work. But that should have ended up in the back of the net. I think they brought the game to a walk yet again, and they've paid the price. by not scoring, but can Racing make them pay the ultimate price?
I have no idea how that's not 2-0. 3 players gearing up for a chance there, and somehow they couldn't put it in the back of the net there. Seagull Knight had every opportunity following that pass from Ronaldo Robinson to put that into the bottom left corner. And as you can see, a number of Portmore United players fell to the ground immediately after. That's exactly my reaction. I have no idea how that didn't go in, but nevertheless, score remains Portmore United 1, Racing 0. And I called for it after. Tariq Zimenez has indeed been substituted, and Rashawn Small is the man who's come in now.
Coach Austin must have an earpiece listening to the commentary, because I'm sure Zimenez was on his way to have another opportunity to be in communication with referee nation.
Just taking him out of the danger, getting him arrested.
Another change being made by Coach Anthony Patrick. Javon Cole being brought in, while Myrie has been told to take a rest.
Oh, they're through here, Portmore United. Could have been, but in the end, Captain Markovich Brown, great defensive work there, as he so often does.
Lovely pass from the midfield area of the park, but just too much on that one for Hutchinson to chase down. Goal kick for Portmore.
Portmore United, we mentioned before that this could really open up for them because of that goal, and they've had plenty of chances since the goal because Racing United are going for it, and they really could have put the game away with that chance for Seagull Knight. Really should have. And I just wonder if Racing were to somehow come back into this game and win. It's a moment you could look back on with regret.
Well, most definitely. All to play for in the remaining 10 minutes of the match. Racing has to throw everything at Portmore now, but here comes Portmore. Lovely square by Brown. Out for a throw-in, actually. Thought it was a corner. Nervous spectators if you're if you're both Portmore and Racing. Nerves are still there, anxious moments. 9 minutes left to be played. Portmore still looking to double their lead.
Just sense something's brewing in these last remaining minutes of the game. I still think there's another goal in this, you know.
Portmore owner in the stands there, Garwin Toller. One of the high board members at the Portmore United franchise. It's brought new life to this Portmore United team.
He'll no doubt be pleased with what's been put on display, of course.
Definitely.
Cross coming in from Robinson, and in the end, that's thought that was put behind for a corner, but it's actually a goal kick to Racing. Hutchinson
able to win a throw. Here's a replay of that one. Lovely defensive work there by Racing. They know as well that the time is running out. Long throw. Headed away. Here's Basco. Markovich Brown. Basco. Over the top, looking for Hutchinson. Looking for Young, actually. Just a little bit too much on that one. Okay.
Racing United just not looking fluid in position at all. Really unable to make any sort of headway. It's been a rather disappointing game from them, I have to say. And again, doesn't take much, doesn't take long to get back into this game. All they need is one goal.
But looking at the team, where would that goal come from? Racing not having that identity that you've seen them with throughout the season.
Portmore United have a chance here. Cross coming in, and it's home! It's tapped home! And surely, that has to be the winner.
Looking to see who that was. As you said, that might just be the dagger to the Racing Hearts. The number 3.
And that's the substitute, Rashawn Small, I believe. It is.
Coming onto the park. He actually started to play, Rashawn Small. Received back the pass.
From a fellow substitute, Javier Brown, no less.
And if you look at the replay, the Racing team falling asleep in defending. Not tracking. Slow to get back. I mentioned earlier, Racing had to do something in the game. They threw the numbers forward, left the space open for Portmore United, and they exploited it. 2-0.
And with just about 6 minutes or thereabouts, plus possible added time, in the derby of St. Catherine, looks as though the team in white are going to be the ones headed for a victory and a semi-final berth. A tie against Mount Pleasant coming up on Sunday. And some of the Racing United supporters heading for the exit. Still 5 minutes. Can they get 2 goals in that time frame when they've really not looked like getting much out of it? Remains to be seen, but at least still some fight here being shown by Racing.
5 minutes is a lot of time in football. There's a free kick here for Racing. If they are able to score this, it opens back up the game immediately. And it throws the momentum on the Racing side. So the fight is still there. This kick, very important. You wonder if Seagull Knight scored the goal before, that fight would have been completely gone. But 2-0 down, 85th minute, 2-1, complete different game.
That's most definitely the case. Kadeen Young over this free kick.
Swung inside by Young, the heads go up. Cleared away by Portmore. Substitute Brown is on the run again. A pass outside to Ronar Robinson. Attacks the box, one to beat. Robinson! Saved by goalkeeper Emil.
And that's why he's the Golden Glove winner. Unable to keep out those 2 goals earlier, but what a save on that occasion. And once more, Racing United exposed at the back.
If you are Mount Pleasant, you're watching those 2 breakaways by Portmore, Ronar Robinson and Seagull Knight. Those are chances come next week Sunday. If you get those against MPFA, you better make sure the net bulges.
Most definitely.
Referee Nation asking for the stretcher, as there are Oh, well, there were 2 Portmore players down. There's one down now. Substitute Brown. Again, I'm eager to see what Jamaican football will be like when that rule comes in that if you go down, you have to spend a minute off the park. That's going to be an interesting rule change, because I think of all the leagues that I pay attention to, the Jamaica Premier League is very well known for time management.
Tactical decision on your part calling it time management.
Time management.
It does happen a lot, though, I have to say. A bit too much for perhaps my liking or for a lot of people, but they're on the attack here. Portmore, I'll get back to that in a second. Oh, they're through here with Tej Bryan, and the last ditch tackle there to prevent what would have been a certain 1v1. Racing United exposed at the back once more. And you have to wonder, as Willis gives away a free kick, the solidity that we've seen from them all season long at the back, it's disappeared, hasn't it?
I was about to mention Willis not having that same heroic structure that he had in the first leg. He's almost come on into this game and not seen his presence at all.
He's put on a disappearing act. But so too has the defense, the entire backline really for Racing United. But to be fair to them, they've been perhaps let down by the midfield area, in my opinion. Bit too many spaces, too many holes for them to cover alone.
That is true. We said that the first half was a chess match. The second half a bit more open. But we have to mention that the first leg was 6 goals from the first leg. I think both teams would have gone back to the training sessions and thought about that first half. How were they going to tweak it? How were they going to change it? They did that. The second half, Portmore had just been more clinical with their chances, because Racing did knock on the door of Portmore a bit, but just couldn't find a way past Russell. Here is Willis. Racing with possession still, boots the ball in the area, cleared away by Portmore. Racing needs to get numbers forward.
And that's a foul.
In the 90th minute, we'll wait the stoppages to be added on by referee nation.
You mentioned before earlier in the game, how much does perhaps youth play a part, because it's been a pretty naive approach, in my opinion, from Racing United.
That's true.
Of course, their coach is, well versed at this level, but for the players, a lot of them, this is their first game or first time really being in a tie of this significance.
6 minutes to be added. And you wonder, can Racing find a way back into it? One moment of brilliance. I think we've watched 2 legs where Tajay Grant has just failed to show up.
And it's really disappointing, because for me, he's... Oh, Tej Bryan almost got through there. And yet again, some fragility at the back there. But yeah, definitely, Tajay Grant, just despite being one of the better players in his position throughout the campaign, just looking bereft of ideas and any sort of real creativity. Not showing the same aggressive approach that has seen him bag so many goals throughout the season.
He came into this round as a player to watch, but he's really failed to put on a spectacle for the supporters. But Racing, there's still time on the clock and anything can happen. calm and collective is Russell yet again.
But I'd also say, give credit to the Portmore United defense. I think they've made it a point of duty to, whenever he has had the ball, to really force him out of the game by double teaming him early. And of course, you'd still want to see him do that.
Here he is. Pass by him, looking to receive it or get the return. Goal kick. And it's safe to say that first place, second place, and third place all moving on to the semi-finals if Portmore can see out the remaining 4 minutes of this one. Cavalier might have been the surprise package. They've played with that top 6 spot for almost the entire season, making it just on the final day. At one point on the final day, they were out of that position. They rallied again to send Harborview packing, finishing 5th. And then getting the better of 4th place Waterhouse over the 2 legs.
I mentioned before that I thought they were done for. 2-0 down at one point. I'm not sure what I'm not sure why I did that. Defending champions, and they seem to enjoy a shot. Oh, a shot coming in, and they forced a save, a corner here. But Cavalier, they seem to enjoy doing things the hard way, don't they?
Yes, indeed, and it's said that when they get to this point, you can never write them off. Let's see if they can go all the way.
For an unprecedented three-peat.
They were luckily enough last year to have both their male and female Premier League teams in the semi-finals of their respected competitions. This year, the female team will not be there. But the male team has made it up for them. Here is Renard Robinson. Carries the ball to the corner flag. He's double teamed and wins the foul.
Smart play there. Smart. And at this point, that's really what it's about at this moment in time. Clock management, how to milk it. You know the result is almost certain at this point. Just don't want to give anything up stupid here. Not the greatest first touch there by Kadeen Young. But I have to say, kudos to Racing United and to Anthony Patrick. Their first time at this stage. Mentioned before, such a young team in terms of both when they were founded compared to the other teams that are in the league right now, as well as the average age of the squad. So to reach this far is definitely still an accomplishment, and it's a team that's still growing, still has room to grow.
And they're still playing. You can give them props for that. With 1 minute left to go, they're still trying to formulate something. There is Tajay Grant running back. Giving a foul away. But you have to congratulate this Portmore team. It's really been a while since Portmore has had the ability to really celebrate. You know, Mario must be very happy. It's been a hard couple of years for him wearing that Arsenal shirt and that Portmore United shirt. But now he can wear both proudly. There is a full-time whistle from referee O'Shane Nation. And John, looking at the tie, the team that deserved it the most is going through.
Most definitely. Commanding really for most of the game. We mentioned statistically they were pretty even in the first half, but in the second half there was no question about who was on top. Of course, goals coming from Rashawn Small. But nevertheless,
Tariq Zimines,
yes. But nevertheless, it's been a fantastic tie. Tactical masterclass by Rudolph Austin, and he's into the semi-finals, avenging their quarterfinal last year. Lost last year against Cavalier, and they're through to the semi-finals where they will take on the team from St. Anne, Mount Pleasant.
So the semi-finals are set. Mobay United will take on Cavalier, while Mount Pleasant Football Academy will tackle this Portmore United team. And you can say it, both Cavalier and Portmore will have to step their level up come Sunday.
Most definitely. The top two teams in the league, of course, in terms of points. And I have to say, as you mentioned before, if they don't take their chances at times that they did tonight, they will be punished. With you have Raheem Edwards, top goal scorer in the league, coming and on form as he was towards the back end of the season when he wrestled away that golden boot from Trayvon Reed. You could be punished.
If you look at the match, Portmore United, they came out in this first half laid back, and I think they resorted to how they started the first leg in the second half here, coming out to face this racing team before they could settle. So we head to the highlights of the second half.
You can see early in the second half, squeezing the life out of that Portmore midfield. They're Racing United, full of energy, and had a shot there in the first half, rather, from Javon Basco. And Marcus Reed doing well to get past Richardson across towards the edge of the box for Guthrie, but good defending coming in. Now here's a lovely opportunity, but the shot way over, unable to really trouble the goalkeeper. And Zimines, the eventual goal scorer, had a shot there, just blocked inside the box, however, by Racing United, who for most of the first half stood firm. Resulted actually in a drop ball.
We look at the game, and someone who stood out to me, I've named him man of the match, Ramon Howell. He came into this game, not only was he able to break up plays from this racing team, this Portmore team lacked something in the first leg. They lacked the leadership. Ramon Howell, he brought that into this team, not on the score sheet, but he was very instrumental in where Portmore found those gaps and spaces, distribution of the play. He helped attacking wise as well, but they say defense win titles, and he was able to steer that ship from around the back.
Most definitely. It's no coincidence that they came in with a more controlled, measured approach, and he was at the forefront of that. Looked good in midfield as always. Racing United with a couple of opportunities there from free kicks, unable to put them on target, however, and Peter McGregor almost getting his third goal of the tie, narrowly deflected wide.
If you look at the 90 minutes and you're honest about it, I think Portmore deserved to win. They came out more aggressive towards Racing. Let's take the first half out of it. I think the first half, both two teams were just iffing and butting.
Sparring, really.
Right? The second half, when it was time to make that knockout punch, when Racing was not looking any at all, Tariq Zimines with just 10 seconds of brilliance.
Pretty early, immediately right as the second half began, really. But you see the opportunities. Racing did have some chances, as you mentioned before, but never really looked confident in that final third. And that man on the ball, Tajay Grant, he will leaving feeling a bit disappointed. Had some half chances here and there, but never really troubled that man in goal, Daniel Russell, who didn't look that confident himself.
2 matches, 2 must-win matches for Racing. They've scored 3 goals. Tajay Grant failing to trouble his tally.
I mean, he did score the first goal, I believe, in the comeback, but outside of that effort, just not really seeing what we usually see from him in terms of his overall game. Didn't look at his best at all. And it's a real learning experience, of course, still pretty young, relatively.
We mentioned also in the game about here's the chance by Siegel Knight, who I saw a comment that he was an attacker in high school football. No, he was not. He was a defensive midfielder,
and it showed.
Who would penetrate with the attacking team for Clarendon College, scoring some screamers from way out, and it showed in his intent a while ago. Any attacking player getting that ball inside the box is not taking 2 and 3 touches off it. But we spoke earlier about the bench coming into the game, and you can look both teams making a number of substitutions throughout the game. We spoke a lot about the Racing changes, but that second goal from Portmore, as you see there now, coming from 2 substitutes.
Yeah, most definitely. Javier Brown and Rashawn Small combining there for the second of the game to really put this tie to bed. And speaking of bed, I'm pretty sure it's past a lot of y'all's bedtime right now. It's after 11.
So with that said, the final score here from the National Stadium, 2-0, Portmore United. They carry this one home to go and play Mount Pleasant on Sunday in the semi-finals. Tonight's Jamaica Premier League playoff presentation is proudly brought to you by our valued partners who continue to power the growth of Jamaican football. Special thanks to Ray and Nephew, the official title partner of the Jamaica Premier League. Visit Jamaica, bringing the spirit of Jamaica to the world. We also acknowledge our league partners, CB Foods, Admiral, Sports Development Foundation, the SDF. Club partners supporting our playoff teams include Chemtech, proud partners of Portmore United, and Sagicor, supporting Racing United. So for the final time here at the National Stadium, we leave you with this. The semi-finals are set for Sunday. We see you then.